You say that it was kind of a tough album to write for you. Which song gave you the most trouble?
There's one called Stay Like This, actually, that I had to rewrite about 4 times.
Okay.
Because the production was way more electronic. And the verse was really good, actually. I really liked the original verse. But it just slowed it up too much. And it just didn't have any warmth to it. So I stripped all the instrumentation out, rewrote the verse, and then reprogrammed all the drums to sound like old school soul drums. And it just sounded like, it's almost like I had to sort of find a way of doing what I did before, but in a fresh way, you know? And that was the difficult thing, was trying to do what I've always done, but in a new way. And it took me a while to get that approach, really.
Was there a moment or maybe a song where you kind of felt like you were, okay, now I kind of know what I'm doing and I'm on the
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there's a few tracks, like Heaven to a Fool, Demons, Right Here. There's a few tunes that sort of are a bit darker in their themes and sort of in the sound, you know. And I knew that I tried to make it sound like you could make it in your bedroom, but there's live musicians on it as well. You know, I didn't want it to be too polished. I didn't want there to be loads of string arrangements. I didn't want there to be, you know, the traditional band setup. I wanted it to be more like you've programmed a beat and put some harmonies to it and someone's playing bass on a fucking synth. Or that kind of vibe, you know. But then obviously I had to make a few little tweaks to make it sound like me, you know. But yeah, I think it was worth it. I feel really good about the album because I tried to do something different and it's worked, you know. And obviously people are really liking the fresh approach I've taken, I think.
And well, you mentioned some of the darker themes that you wrote about. Now you've written a bunch of songs about your father, but then on this record you have Too Late For Lullabies about your mother. When did you decide to write a song for your mother?
My mother, me and my mum have always had quite a difficult relationship, but in the last few years it's been great. I've settled a lot. I haven't got no way near as many problems as I had with my mum when I was younger. Me and my mum are really honest with each other now, so I just kind of wanted to thank her for what she's done, what she's taught me by default. I kind of want it, it's a thank you song really, but also it's kind of saying, you know, get yourself out of the rut that you put yourself in, you know, because depression is quite a strong thing, you know, and she's always, you know, loads of people in my family have suffered with depression, and my mum especially when I was growing up. So it was kind of my way of saying, you know, you don't need to feel bad about our relationship anymore because you've taught me how to be strong by helping me learn how to fall, you know. I can fly by learning to fall, you know. That was where the lyric came from.
Because of this kind of touches on a quote I read where you said it's okay to feel these dark thoughts or to feel bad from
about
time
yourself,
to time. As long as you realize that, and that's
as long as you deal with them,
I suppose then that's where Demons comes from as well.
Yeah, and those sort of themes, you know, they all just sort of tied into each other, and I think I just tried to use keywords that would connect the songs together. You know, like Heaven to a Fool and Higher Than Here and Demons and all those songs sort of sit together in terms of little words, you know. Like I tried to play on hell and heaven and sort of your journey from the pit out, you know, and because that's what I felt like I was going through.
Yeah, was it a very cathartic record in that sense then?
It was, but because it was such a long writing process, I'd only have it in little chunks. The whole process wasn't cathartic. A lot of it was fucking horrible and tormenting. And
in what
I
way?
lost my confidence, and I felt like I might not be able to make a good album. You know, I felt like I was close to it, but it could also get taken away. You know, and then once I stopped worrying about it, it just came together.
But this might be a silly question, but you have been quite successful in the past. So why this doubt?
I've always doubted myself from day one.
Okay.
You know, I think the fact that I had so much success straight away made me doubt myself even more.
Okay.
You know, it made me think, well, how come I'm doing all right and that guy's good and he's not doing all right? You know, I felt embarrassed to be me, you know. Whereas now, I don't know, it took me to lose my dad, to have a kid, and to hit 30, to realise that I'm all right. Yeah, and I feel, you know, I don't know, I feel good about myself now, more now than I've ever felt, you know. And I think that just comes with age, you know, and experience and, yeah, life experience.
And then, Too Late for Lullabies, what did your mom think of it?
She said to me, she said, oh, have you written any songs for me on this album? And I said, yeah. I said, yeah, I've written you one. And she's like, oh, what's it called? And I said, it's called Too Late for Lullabies. And she was like, that doesn't sound very nice. And I was like, no. I said, it is one of my favourite songs. You know, it's probably, I don't know, it's just one of them songs. Like, In My Dreams, on my last album, was one of them songs, or Person I Should Have Been. It was really a personal thing for me. And I felt like I was saying something very honest. And Too Late for Lullabies was the same. You know, it deals with something very close to my heart, you know. My relationship with my mum is it's always been a difficult thing. And I've never said thank you to her for all the things that she's taught me and, you know, taught me about myself. You know, all my inner strength really comes from my mum. You know, she was she's actually quite inspirational to me, really, without me even knowing that. You know, I didn't know that when I was younger. I was just angry at her, you know, for my upbringing. And whereas now, I'm more. I see the good that she's done me. You know, even if they were by mistake, she's done me more good than bad.
And then finally, then, because it's very personal, and like you say, it's very personal subject matter. Is it difficult at times to have that exposed in
the only thing I find difficult is dealing with my family's emotions about it, what I say. I haven't got any problem with being open at all. But, you know, if I upset someone in my family because I've said something, that's a problem. So I have to be wary of other people's feelings, you know. I think on the first album I was really young and I probably said too much. And so I'm a bit more sort of careful about how I say stuff. But I like being open. You know, the more honest you are, the more people sort of can see through the bullshit, you know.
Thank you very much for your time.
No worries.
Thank you.